And now they are tied for second place in a three-way tie. I believe. We'll have to check the standings at the end of the night tonight. But
Arbus will be getting 3 points. They currently sit at 6. They will be going up to 9. And they will be tying with Fun Gaming. Top tier lost to Simple Tankers. They will also be tied with top tier. Now, Simple Tankers will be up at 6 points. So there's a 3-way tie right now, not a 4-way, if any of you were wondering about Simple Tankers. Simple Tankers still has to get one more win to join that second place tie area.
And that's going to be dependent as well on the match that we have next for you guys. It's #RU versus SIMP. Well done to RBIS, but again, can't discount Fun Gaming for trying to use their tactics and then changing them to go for the aggression. Didn't work though. RBIS had that on lockdown. Next up, man, SIMP versus #RU.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking forward to this. You don't want to go anywhere. The final match of the night after this.
The name of the team used to be Balalaika in a Silver League, and we were thinking about changing it because it's hard for you to pronounce it, and I personally was the one who didn't like it the most because for me I found it stupid. Okay. And we gathered a team and decided to choose a different name. We spent like maybe a week gathering every evening and choosing a different name, and every time we choose like a good name, 2 or 3 people say, I don't like it, and we're like, okay. And all of a sudden, a couple weeks before the season started, we're like, I personally don't remember who was that, but somebody said, what about #RU? And we were like, it's okay, yeah, it's okay. And everybody said, yeah, I like it. Well, we all decided to stick to the name #RU because hashtag brings something modern in our game style, and we are all rather young, so they're representing the new spirit that we're trying to bring to. And RU, we decided to stick to these letters, even though we have a guy from Ukraine and a Belarus. We decided to stick to these letters because they're representing the big country of Russia that we came from, and that's basically the point of our team, is being Russians in an American server.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final match of the night tonight, SIMP versus #RU. I'm Joshua Gray, call sign Clutch, joined by Randall Holcomb, call sign Rookkill. And when it comes to these two teams, both are veterans in the Gold League. One has been there since the beginning, one champion team from Season 3, that is SIMP. The other team joined us last season and went all the way to the finals. They got knocked out by Hammer Time in a shootout. That was quite an upset for them, since it was a unfamiliar type of game type for them. But still very talented team, #RU, and they've had a little bit of changes here and there. Anyways, want to remind everyone to please follow us on Twitter at WGLNA, Facebook.com/WGLNA, and make sure to use that hashtag WGLNA. The question of the day today has been, which of the teams of the lower bracket or in the lower bracket or lower division do you hope to make it to the playoffs? And a lot of people have put Simple Tankers today, so a lot of support for them. A couple people said top tier, even though top tier, second place.
They don't quite count, do
yeah. Well, still, people could rally behind any team that they wanted to. But C'est La Vie finally got a win today, which was good, but they're still at the bottom of the bracket, tied up with Victoria's Secret. We have to check the standings, though, because it's a tiebreaker there or not.
Right now,
yeah, it's
the standing
checked.
for Victoria's Secrets, they have 3 points. C'est La Vie has joined them at 3 points.
All right, 3 points.
Yes.
Okay, so 3 points total.
Yep.
So they are tied. They are tied.
But there's quite a gap now between the bottom and everyone else right now. Victoria's Secret and C'est La Vie are going to have a hard fight to try and get back there.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight at the bottom of the division. Anyways, the intriguing thing, too, is seeing where people have placed their bets tonight and see who's lost points and who's won a lot of points. If you're not familiar with the betting system, just ask the people in chat. It's real simple. Betting begins at the beginning of the face-off. It's open for 4 minutes. You always have 10 points when you start betting. You'll accumulate points. If you're correct, if you lose all your points, it'll be reset back to 10. The command is !bet, the number of points you want to bet, and the team name. Again, any questions, ask the people in chat. The great folks, they'll help you out. With that being said, Ruko, let's talk about these two teams. All right. Can anyone beat SIMP? Can anyone beat SIMP? That's a question for this division. The best anyone has been able to do is drag them to a tiebreaker, which was Simple Tankers. Now, #RU, then Fun Gaming, then RBIS. This has been the way that SIMP has won their matches. Now, their toughest matches are today and next week. That's what they have, looking forward to for SIMP. And they're kind of cruising along so far. But this is a tough match for them against #RU. #RU lost the top tier last week. Too many draws was one of the outcomes from what happened. And they're tied for fourth. They were tied for fourth, RBIS. Now they're in fourth place. So Victoria's Secret and C'est La Vie is next for #RU after today. In the world of hypotheticals, 3 wins in a row for #RU could bring them into second place, even if it was a 3-way tie. So that'd be a really good place to be in if they take a win against SIMP today and then 2 more wins in the oncoming weeks. Everybody wants a win here, but SIMP is still the giant, the Kraken that no one has been able to take down yet, and that could change tonight. With that being said, I welcome the 2 team representatives to the face-off. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
Laps, I see you are joining us. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
First question for SIMP. How do you guys reward Abrasive for those excellent shots on Ensk that was able to stop the cap from last week? Is it just a pat on the back, or is it more than that?
It's a lot of rousing, it's a lot of jokes. A lot of it just comes down to, appreciation, showing the support.
That's very, very good of you to, especially for Abrasive, who is quite a character. But is there a type of confidence danger that a team like you could be in since you're at the top of the division? Do you guys continually practice? Do you continually hone your skills, or is it smooth sailing right now?
There's a lot of dangers. Some of it is such a high level of competition in the Gold League that if you go play other tournaments, you can really let your guard down. So it's really trying to find teams that are going to be able to actually test you as a group. If you end up doing too many rush strats, YOLO things in there, and it pays off against teams that aren't as skilled, it's builds a false confidence. It's very dangerous.
All right, let's check in with #RU. You love to play from behind. Grace under pressure. Do you have a lot of pressure tonight?
Yes, we do.
And how are you going to deal with that pressure? How have you dealt with that pressure in your preparation?
I think there is no way you can deal with that. So we just want to play our game tonight. I hope it's going to go better than last time versus top tier.
All right. Any words for your opponent? #RU?
Good luck, guys.
Laps, anything for hashtag RU before we start?
Yeah, I've got this nice little napkin here that War Gaming sent out, and it's we're getting ready to feast.
All right, gentlemen, best of luck. We'll see you on the battlefield.
Bye.
Roll out, roll out.
Godzilla doesn't seem to be caring much for any kind of words. He wants to get out of business.
He wants to get down to business, and rightfully so, because he was not happy with the performance that they had last week against Top Tier. Well, Top Tier lost to Simple Tinkers tonight. One of the best matches you will ever see in World of Tanks so far. You definitely want to watch it on our VODs if you were not able to see it live. Let's take a look at the rosters real quickly here. From what I have been told, no roster changes. Well,
Simp has made no roster
Simp
changes.
has made no roster changes.
Hashtag RU has.
No roster changes that I know of.
They've been making, wow.
No roster change that I know of. I'm going to look forward to Abrasive.
Abrasive has been exceptional, but you should really look out for Crimson Corsair. He has been surprisingly consistent, even though he's not always out on top. Now, also there's Young Money, Cash Money. We haven't actually seen him play.
No, he should be back. Well, he got to play last week. He got to play against Top Tier, and they lost.
But the thing, he hasn't been playing at all for the rest of the season.
No,
where has he been? What happened?
He felt bad. He felt bad that when he comes back they lose. So hopefully hopefully he doesn't feel that way tonight if he does play. He spoke to me a little bit. I can't remember exactly why he's been out. I don't know if it was related to school or scheduling, but he was able to play in week 4. But those are the individuals we can look forward to if we do see him tonight. Great. Yes, he is here tonight. Young Money is on the roster tonight. All right, Rukil, what are your rules for victory for these two teams?
First one's simple, guys. Pick Proc. If there's a map that Simp cannot win, it is apparently Prohorovka. I looked back at the matches. They don't win Prohorovka. They just don't. They lose it against everybody. Absolutely everybody. I don't know what is wrong with Simp, but they can't do it, so you might as well pick it because you're probably going to win. Second rule is bread and butter strats. I feel like hashtag RU loves city maps. They perform so well. Combined with picking Prohorovka, you've got 3 other maps which you can pick from, which I feel like hashtag RU has incredible competency. Himmelsdorf, Ensk, and Ruinberg. Those 3 city maps, combined with Proc and possibly good preparation on mines, fill that out for 5 maps. Simp likes Himmelsdorf, Simp likes Ensk. You're looking good for the series if you pick maps like that. Next, forward is the best direction. A thing that we noticed, and this was true against Fun Gaming, is that hashtag RU hesitated before actually beginning an engagement. Simp, given enough time, will completely annihilate you if they can catch wind of what you are about to do. Hashtag RU cannot hesitate tonight, especially right when they begin an attack, because it's happened once before. Shouldn't let it happen again.
Well said. Well said. All right, here we go. Battle number 1, match number 5, hashtag RU versus Simp. Rukil, what do we have for tanks?
We have 2 T-32s, a T-69, and 2 1390s for the side of Simp. Hashtag RU will bring a 5100, an IS-3, a T-32, and 2 1390s.
More of a spread coming out of hashtag RU, who's spawning to the north in the blue.
And the opening runs, it looks like 1390 fight right at the top of the hill, waiting to happen. Heavy 20 leading the way for Simp. Blue Boys right behind him.
Young Money, Cash Money leading the way.
He's going to get there first. Heavy 20 and Blue Boys, they have a huge lead. And they're going to possibly be able to stop Young Money and Godzilla. Yes, they will stop Godzilla. Godzilla is stopped ever so slightly, but no one is there to actually follow it up. Heavy 20 has taken a shell, and so there's a health disadvantage here, but the first shell's going to Young Money, and now Young Money will go down.
And missed shot from Godzilla mode. Now he's completely open. 2 shots from the hill. Oh man, he didn't follow the engagement that was going to happen when they were reloaded, and it was 2 against 1. Heavy 20 is able to dodge a shot from Godzilla mode.
No.
I'm sure he's not happy about this. Blue Boys captain takes a shot from Godzilla, and he goes down as Blue Boys is able to land that hit. 2 tier 8s gone for hashtag RU.
We were talking about poor Young Money. He comes back, he just gets up to the hill, he doesn't get a good spawn, And it's over. He can't do anything. There's no solution when you realize that you just got outspawned for the middle of the hill.
Crimson Corsair
Oh.
and Adroxis are pushing up against Angry Granny. He takes another hit into the hole. Radio Man's gone for the T-32 of Angry Granny.
And
Toplum takes on Heavy 20 though.
He lost both.
And Simp's going to continue to push. Valera falls. Blue Boy's up top. He could Goomba Angry Granny. He's sliding down the hill. And Angry Granny already fell to Crimson Corsair. 2 T1s left alive for #RU. Yeah, it's quite a bummer, but you got to shake it off and move on after something like that happens. I don't know if it was lack of coordination or a call was made and wasn't followed. Game is rigged and Kazo last alive, hiding where they can as Simp will continue to move across the map either to find them or go for the flag cap. Flag cap, it looks like, will be the choice.
Don't want to waste any time hunting for T1s.
No. Oh, Blue Boys found Kazo. And Singh takes down Game is Rigged. So, T1s are found. #RU. Falls to Simp in battle number 1. Oh, tough. Now, you look at what happened in about the 15-second window of attack on the hill. Godzilla and his teammate, Young Money, Cash Money, are up top. Heavy 20 gets hit first. They could have stopped him right here. But they knew that danger could be coming to the south of the hill, so they continued to move forward.
Precisely.
But Godzilla mode decides to move forward and then back and then stays in that position instead of following Young Money, Cash Money, or swinging around the corner and getting Heavy 20.
Young Money had the right idea.
Yes.
That was the direction to go. When you recognize that the South has that advantage, you don't try and make the cross like we saw in our last series. You try and you take an immediate left to try and at least slip by at least just this tiny little bit if you can. But unfortunately, they do get blocked. There was the potential to salvage, but they didn't stick together. That was the major flaw. No one was sticking together. And that's where you lose.
Got
Just right there. There's nothing else.
Got to stick together.
Yeah.
Got to have your battle buddy. Crimson Corsair and the T-32, 7 for 7.
Nice.
Adroxis, 5 for 7. Blue Boys, 6 for 10. Heavy 25 for 4. Sing, 6 for 8. T1s didn't fire anything on the side of Simp.
No.
You look at the damage output of Young Money compared to Godzilla mode. Young Money was able to do 706 damage in his 1390. Godzilla, 254.
That's what happens.
That's what happens. Those are that's the hard stats. Those are the hard numbers.
So
what happens
Young
when
Money-
battle buddies fall apart.
Young Money, even though he died, for the first tank to die, was still did more damage than anyone else. Almost.
Except for one other tank, Angry Granny.
Wow. That's a raffle stop.
Yep. All right. Battle number 2 will take place on Ensk. Which Simp? Hopefully. Well, they're not spawning to the south, so it's going to be different. I retract what I was going to think about.
Okay.
All right, here we go, Rookkill. Battle number 2. What do we have for tanks?
AMX 5100s, 3 of them, 2 IS3s, 2 T1 Cunninghams. And #RU is going to hold up here a minute. 3 5100s, 2 IS3s, and a medium 1.
A medium 1 from Game is Rigged.
That is a fat little tank. Just a large... it's absurd.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at its beauty.
That is not a beautiful tank.
It's a bear, man. It's a
not
bear.
It's
the
not a
bear tank.
It's not a bear.
Yes, it is. Look at the emblem to the front. It's a bear.
That's okay. It's a bear.
It's a bear tank. It's the bear tank.
Adroxis, just I think he sees the giant T1 medium 1
It's a
thing.
huge tank.
It's so big, but it looks like it should be so small.
Well, Game is Rigged is going to back out of this corner here. Oh, he gets tracked. The bear's tracked. Get him out of the bear trap. And he's repaired. That's a blind shot. Falls back.
That reverse speed is so amazing. So amazing. It's impressive to watch this thing drive. I don't know why they brought it. It must be...
Well, it's a good
must be a
question. I
joke.
have to ask Game is Rigged why they decided to bring the medium one.
Look at Simp. They've destroyed all of the houses in the east. They just...
Yeah, what I was thinking about was Simps, they spawned to the south and they moved those 2 heavy tanks up the east side and then swung around. So I cannot predict the same thing would happen, obviously, since they're on the opposite side of the map. But there could be a similar type play that happens from the city side if there is a lot of potential engagement happening on the east. It's more of using the uncharted territory, the unscouted territory, as setting up a potential flank.
Yeah. Now, I just thought about something, Josh. You wanted to say something about Simp at the beginning of this match. What was that idea you retracted?
I just said it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different idea.
No, it was the one of the best plays I saw in Ensk was coming from them.
Okay.
Another one that was quite impressive was the straight all IS-3s moving up the 1 line, which was, what was that? Was that in our qualifiers?
That might have...
Was that long ago?
Simple Tankers might have done something like that.
No, it wasn't Simple Tankers.
Sure.
It was the only map that they won. I'm pretty sure it's a qualifier.
Okay.
Oh, right. Shots fired here.
Young Money Cash Money takes damage. Poor Young Money. I feel like they're just deliberately targeting him.
He's a nice guy, too. Really cool guy.
Yeah.
Lives local in the Southern California area. Well, a bit of a stance still happening from #RU and Simp.
Shots fired by Heavy 20. I guess they must know Kazo's out there. They must know. Nope, they don't know where he is. Not really. Now Singh sits in the back. Did he didn't fire a shot last battle, right?
Singh?
Yeah, you said how many shots did he fire?
I didn't check for
okay,
him.
I thought you said he fired none.
Was
maybe
he in a T?
No, he was in a
not in a
T69.
T1. No, he fired shots. He got a
okay.
kill.
Okay.
Adroxus gets hit for 423. Coming from where? Godzilla mode?
From the sky?
Must be Godzilla, yep. Ooh, shot bounces off Godzilla.
Adroxus just trying to put shots out there. These IS-3s doing work. Adroxus and Heavy 20 could probably carry this one if you give them enough time. They'll just slowly and surely reload and continue to fire at things and stuff to try and hit things and stuff. Because that's what they're hitting. They're not hitting tanks. They're just hitting things and stuff right now.
Yeah, they got the shells. Oh!
Oh,
root kill.
question? Oh, yes, you forgot.
Well,
You forgot.
it was a long series. All right, here we go, chat. Since we're waiting for these teams to engage here. The velocity of the APCR shell speed is 1,163 meters per second.
So I was at 63 meters per second off.
Yeah, 63 meters per second off.
Yeah.
Very, very close. Well done.
Okay. I thought when you said under, I was like, dang it, I must
were
have been
under.
a few hundred under or something.
No, you were 63 under. Very good guess.
Okay.
AP is 930 meters a second. HE is 930 meters a second. So you were correct in saying under 1,000, but it was at 930.
Yeah, it was like 600 and 900, but I keep forgetting the numbers after.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Yeah. Well done in chat if you guessed close as well. 1,163 meters per second is the velocity range of an APCR round on an AMX 1390.
Just the velocity. The range is a different factor we can talk about, which can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in real life, the range of many of these shells is very different from where it is in game. If you'll notice at lower tiers,
Young Money
you
hit
try and
again.
fire a shell and it will just go whoosh, and then you'll see it go towards your target. And then you'll see it kind of drop
And
off.
you hope it penetrates.
But then you realize my cruiser shells don't go that far.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't go 500 meters. I'm
I've
playing
been-
a tier 3.
I've been studying Mandarin,
Yeah?
and I figured what better way to learn Mandarin in the little free time that I have, either with the program that I use or by playing World of Tanks, the Chinese tech tree line.
Uh-huh.
And I'm on tier 4 right now, and I've streamed a little bit, and I've only tried to speak Mandarin when I stream, or we'll say, okay, let's find out what the word for hill is in Mandarin, and use that word in Mandarin when I'm describing it.
Are you playing with players who speak Mandarin?
I've talked to Jackie Rudo a little bit, but no, I'm just playing on my own
Oh.
streaming.
You got to bring in a battle buddy, Josh. Everything is better with a battle.
Yeah, I would love to, but it's depending on their other schedules.
Well, I mean, you just
But it's been fun. It's been really fun playing the Chinese tech tree line as well.
talk to the Kung Fu guys. They're cool.
Yeah, I could. I just haven't had a chance to.
Do it.
Valera Desolator, Godzilla Mode, and Angry Granny all together. 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Sim can wait it out, because guess what? They have a win.
Yeah.
They can play the draw game.
All day. Well, they'll have to wait a while to do that. I mean, they have to draw 3 more battles to get that draw. Actually, wait. They'd have to draw all of them. Because there's still a potential
So
for a
that's-
tiebreaker.
After this one, it's 3.
Yeah. Well, this one. But 2 minutes, 57 seconds.
Still plenty of time for either hashtag RU or Simp to push in
There's the potential.
for the kill.
There's the potential. But I doubt it's going to result in a win right now.
Well, since we're looking at an AMX 5100, they're in the picture-in-picture of Angry Granny. I'll do the same question for APCR shell speed. What is the shell speed for an APCR round on an AMX 5100?
Would it be the exact same?
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
Would it be that 1,162?
Is that your guess?
Sure.
It is not.
It's not.
I will identify for you that you are low.
I'm low.
You are low.
It's faster on a 5100. I don't remember reading that. I'm wrong then. Awesome. That is a cool little fact.
Mac G has fallen. Another cool little fact about Mac G is the Mac attack. His team has a higher percentage of winning if he dies in the battle.
Well, I mean, it's assured now, right? Absolutely assured.
Minute and 41 seconds. Same challenge goes out to chat. Let me know. Without looking it up, without Googling it. Shell speed of an APCR round for an AMX 5100.
They usually fit into kind of like brackets.
Yeah, they do, but
in
it's
that they keep the same consistent shell velocity for a number of shells, which is, I guess, consistent probably
yeah.
real life. But
Godzilla mode, less than half health here. Cash money super low, minute 9. Look at the HP value difference. Heavy 20 Adroxus took a number of hits, but if they're able to take down Young Money, the first they could sweep. Well, not anymore. 57 seconds.
they're moving in. Sing is getting closer and closer.
Crimson Corsair takes down Kazo.
Blue Boys has moved up. They're waiting to kind of begin that engagement. They've got the T1 moddable in the back, and Gain is rigged has run off somewhere.
Yeah, Godzilla mode,
Now there's no possible.
holding in a reverse angle position, but reverse angle actually.
No, that's reversing. That's what an IS-3 should do,
Yeah.
because your Shuka isn't exposed awkwardly when you try and back up. Now Blue Boys is getting jumped on. Topple him. One more shell, and he gets it. Blue Boys will go down. Crimson Corsair is coming in to back him up, and he will finish off Topple him. Young Money has also died.
And Granny's still staying in the fight. And he falls! Quickly.
8 seconds left. I don't think Simp can finish this one. The medium one is still on another part of the map.
Game is Rigged is doing just fine in one of the corners in the city side. Meaning it goes to a draw between these two teams.
Okay. Well, Simp attempted to execute at the very end, but that's it. Simp waits too long. Their play style is very defensive, and they wait for a lot of intel in order to begin to do anything. And as you could see, there wasn't a whole lot of intel gathering. Simp knew that they had the advantage in the one victory, and because of that, Mac never believes that he has to make any kind of pushes from that. He has the advantage. Victory is in his hands. It is on his opponent to make the attack and to make the push. He is the defender in that situation, and that is how he thinks about it. So you will not see Simp probably making any pushes unless they believe that they have
The advantage.
absolute victory.
Yeah, well put. There's nothing flawed with that philosophy. What's tough for them, Simp, is that it can be countered. It can be countered if people study it, and that's what Victoria's Secret and C'est La Vie were able to do on Prohorovka. They said, hey, We initiate a firefight in this position on the map, and then we go for the flag cap. And they're going to be too far away, and they're not going to be turning the wheels fast enough to get into the firefight to stop the cap, and we're going to win. And they did it. They just couldn't reenact or pretty much copy and paste that type of play on the other maps.
Yes, and now we're going to go to Abbey for the next map. And I'm worried for #RU.
Yeah, this is another scenario where SIMP can wait the entire time. It's up to #RU to push up.
Yeah.
And SIMP doesn't have to do anything except wait for #RU to come towards them.
And I'm always going to remember when I see SIMP on this map, the time I faced them in a tournament before I joined SIMP. And we spent 3 or 4 hours playing Abbey over and over again and going to draw after draw after draw after draw after draw.
That's okay. We have a hard stop after a best of 5. If it's still a draw scenario, then we go to the tiebreaker. But SIMP is still up 1-0 against #RU. Battle number 3 on Abbey. Rukil, what do we have for tanks?
Well, looks like we've got AMX 5100 IS3, 2 T69s and a 1390 for SIMP against #RU, bringing 2 5100s, T69, and 2 1390s.
To the north, blue tanks spawning and heading towards the east. Road and to the south, SIMP in the red. Looks like they're going to the southwest. Best position to go.
Yeah, and this is going to remind me yet again, SIMP, bringing me back to like 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
I mean, when we played the tournament on Abbey, I don't think physics
wasn't out yet.
Yeah,
Object 416 wasn't out yet.
that wasn't even rumored. All right,
That wasn't even on
that wasn't a concept.
community websites. Yeah.
No one had even thought, well, let's do the Object 416. Everyone was still talking about tanks that were super famous and real. Like all of those extra lines. It was American, German, Russian. Not even French tanks yet. Don't think those existed. It was the Tiger P was a popular tank.
#RU pushing further down the east road.
All right, SIMP's gonna kind of clear the area, I guess. Use their slightly heavier lineup to their advantage. Burst is oddly even in a way. You've got this Alpha from Heavy 20 and plenty of hit points there, but you have so much so many autoloaders and so much autoloader damage waiting to happen for #RU. In just an instant, they could evaporate SIMP if SIMP makes the wrong move or overexposes themselves. Heavy 20 just took a huge risk going around a corner and just exposing his front drive wheel. If there had been 3 or 4 tanks just sitting there waiting, we would have seen a dead Heavy 20.
Yep.
Oddly enough.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. But #RU is not there, and so Heavy 20 is very lucky, I think.
Couple blind fire shots going towards the potential area of SIMP, it looks like. When they're still on the west.
We got Maudable sitting in a nice position, passive. MacG sitting in another passive position. They're watching the blind spots so that they can stay defensive. The whole north has been cleared by SIMP. Unless for some reason #RU was able to predict the movement and then follow behind them, which isn't really possible without somehow being detected. SIMP would have caught wind of that. Every other approach is completely covered. And now what is... Adroxus is jumping off the hill. Crimson Corsair is jumping off of the high ground in the west. This is a one-way road from the west to the east. The east cannot go up to the west. There's no small hill anywhere where you can climb up. You can kind of push someone up somewhere, but that's a different story. Adroxus, Crimson Corsair are going to be able to take the Abbey. And Young Money, Cash Money. No. Not Young Money, Cash Money. Please don't tell me he's still in the Abbey.
He's in the Abbey.
Oh no. I feel so bad for him right now.
He's in the Abbey, and Adroxus and Crimson Corsair will be his pallbearers. And Young Money Cash Money is gone.
Oh my gosh, he's jinxed. Like, there's nothing he's doing wrong. It's just Simp is just destroying this guy. I feel sorry. I feel really genuinely sorry for him because everything bad is happening to him.
Tough place. Hashtag RU now down to tier 8 tank. Where do they go from here? Eastern Road is going to be completely scouted ahead of time by the time that they get to the flag cap. Shots fired already at Angry Granny. Returning fire against Adroxus. Able to land one. Whew, he gets ammo racked. But does not blow up.
Lucky Granny.
Yeah.
That is a demoralizing moment that just happened a moment ago. And I think hashtag RU is reeling from that right now.
Yeah, they're reeling from their first loss that happened on Mines.
Yeah. Simp's just brutal. They're absolutely brutal.
Well, you can put any type of adjective you want to how they're playing. They're playing to get
that's how I'm characterizing it. I'm characterizing it as brutal. They just moved on across into the Abbey. They knew. They knew there's no team that watches this angle. Why would you watch this angle? Who would do that? That's why we're going to do it. And we're going to take this Abbey, and we're going to defend our cap even harder once we have this position. Congratulations to us. We found a 1390 chilling out up there. Sweet.
Map control, and now even more map dominance.
Yeah, and now Blue Boys is going to be able to scout around his 1390. Always the scout is Blue Boys. No surprise there.
They do spot Adroxus still, Valera and Topolum, or Godzilla Mode and Angry Granny. Checking in with Godzilla Mode. It's perched up top, fires a blind shot into the northwest mountainside. Nothing there. 4 minutes left. Adroxus maintaining his position in the Abbey itself. Godzilla Mode firing kind of as those desperate shots. Perhaps firing into the mountainside, cursing nature.
Or nature or nurture, Josh? What kind of guy are you?
A little bit of both.
I like that.
Yeah. I feel, well, moddable. He's cruising. He's cruising for a bruising.
Sick air.
Cunningham.
Do a flip.
Cool if he had hydraulics. Boom.
Yeah. That would be sick.
All right.
Have you seen the developers video of T1s jumping?
No, I haven't.
They kind of hop as if they have hydraulics on. It's awesome. I wish they had spinners.
No, I love the RNG videos that Wargaming puts together.
They just make fun of little glitches in the game. It's cool.
And just amazing things that happen.
Yeah. Did you ever do tank skeet shooting? Where you took a tank, you glitched it into something? And then what would happen is it would somehow gain a bunch of energy through the physics system, and it would actually just jump into the air. You would fly off the map, or you'd fly really high. And the part of the game was you do that with ELCs or something, and you'd shoot them out of the air. And it was a really cool little game because that's similar to that actually. Just shooting tanks going really fast at long range.
Yeah.
And it's practice for these situations where you get to kill moddable.
Now I saw the video where there was some gentleman inside of a real tank, and it was a skeet shoot. It was a giant skeet, and they would fire. That was pretty cool.
It looked like an AMX-13, but I think it wasn't.
No, it was newer. It was a newer tank.
Yeah, it was.
Valera takes down Heavy 20 now.
It was still oscillating.
So that ties up the tier points between the tankers here.
But we have cap initiated by MacG. There
We
are
do.
a few seconds left, but Valera seems to have found or missed. Also, Valera has more shells, Mac.
And Mac falls.
Mac.
Minute 27, minute 25.
That was fairly amusing. Mac just kind of sits there and goes, okay, you got me. That's fine. Fair.
You got
I'm
it.
just gonna I'm gonna die.
It's a fair cup.
It was a bit weird to lose heavy 20 on the cap like that. It seemed a really half-baked attempt, you know?
Well, more of a distraction of, well, we're going to go for the draw again. So,
We'll
Mac attack time.
pull your attention over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
The magician.
I'm curious what Simp... I'm curious if Mac actually thinks I'm okay with a draw.
For
Like,
this battle? Or for
overall,
every
just getting
subsequent
draws.
battles?
Well, you see how it went with simple tankers,
Sink
right?
gets hit from far away. Listen, what matters on the record books is that it's a win, and it's 3 league points. That's what he cares about. That's what RBIS cared about.
What happens when people draw you out of your points? They draw and they draw and they draw, and you get 1 league point instead of 3 constantly.
Then you won't make it to the finals.
What happens if someone does that to Simp?
That wasn't really the case with Simple Tankers. Draw on Abby. Second draw in a row between these two tankers, and the total draws for tonight, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 draws tonight, Ruko.
Interesting. I think it's very strange. A lot of these teams, well, what I was trying to get to with my point is that
Yes.
I don't think anyone ever tries to actually draw Simp. They don't actually say, I'm going to draw Simp, and my goal is to go to the very end and give them 1 league point. Or maybe to just take 1 league point. No one does that. It's very strange. And I feel like, I wonder what would happen in those situations if someone tried to play the game literally to draw. Tried to draw every single match.
I don't think that's the mentality of any of these players.
I feel like
when battle number one begins, it's we need to win.
Yes.
When they lose, and then it turns into battle number 2, it turns into we can't lose. And that's when the draw scenario starts to form. Well, we can't lose, so let's draw it out and try again. Oh, that didn't work. Let's draw it out and try again.
What
that
about
didn't
teams
work.
that are going to relegation or something? I've always kind of thought there's going to be teams like River of Blood. Now, River of Blood would never camp. That's not their style. But there's teams down at the bottom who are going to start messing stuff up for people in the coming weeks. And I'm wondering, and I'm going to take a look really quick, who's Simp going to be playing? They're going to be playing Fun Gaming and Arbus. So maybe this point should be saved for when they're facing Fun Gaming.
Yeah, I would rather see that for Fun Gaming, of them trying to drag down the points of Simp. But again, listen, this comes down to adaptability. And if there's one team you want to watch and how to break camps, it's Victoria's Secret. They're the Shovelers. Now, they've had some troubles in brawls and some other scenarios, but they broke through the campiest team, many would argue, of Fun Gaming.
Unfortunately, Victoria's Secret has already lost to Simp, though.
I know.
3-1.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. But I'm saying overall, you look at that type of play, and you pattern it to make it adaptable to other maps. How to do it? It takes dedication, and it takes hard work, and it takes a little bit of luck and some RNG. All right, here we go. Battle number 4 taking place on Himmelsdorf between these two teams. Ruka, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, we have 3 AMX 5100s, 2 IS3s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams against 3 5100s, 2 IS3s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams.
You know what that means, folks? It's a mirror matchup.
Matchup.
All right, here's the scenario. Here's the scene. Here's act number 4 between these two teams right now. Simp wins this, they win the series.
Sweet.
Hashtag RU wins this. Whoa, look out. Because then it becomes a tie ball game between the two as we move into battle number 5, making it a best of 1. Advantage of Simp, again, up 1-0. Waiting for hashtag RU to push into their corner, into their town, into their house, into their backyard. On their turf, make a mistake and then punish for it.
Into their house or into their backyard?
All of it. Their property.
That works. I just didn't know if we were getting specific. Like, are they going to go raid the fridge?
Yes. And then they'll have a barbecue. And then Simp will get home and like, this is my house. This is my turf. This is my backyard. Someone's been sleeping in my bed. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
Is it your favorite story, Josh?
No, it's not. It's like, why are you complaining? This is not your food. This is not your house. It's not your bed. This one's too soft. This ain't yours. Oh, Toplum is spotted.
I've never heard actual criticism of the story Goldilocks and 3 Bears.
I heard it from a stand-up comic a long time ago.
That's
It's pretty funny.
Oh, gosh.
Well, they
No, they
turn and
leaving.
burn. They're turning and burning. They're moving down the bottom of the hill. They spotted 1 tank, and now they're going to leave. They feel they can get completely overmatched by Simp on the hill.
Yeah, good call.
But it also means that, hey, if they're there, then guess where they're not? In the center. Let's go there.
Choo-choo train.
Choo-choo train to doom, possibly coming out of #RU, moving all the way to the west is my prediction.
Yay. All right, well, Moddable might be able to detect them. Game is rigged is over in the west. If he's able to actually take down Moddable, that will open up the west flank to be exploited by #RU. And that could actually give them the potential to make the fast cap. Simp is a little bit far out to make a very good cap return. Heavy 20 is fairly close. He could return and stop the cap. But if #RU goes for the fast cap and is able to kill Mac and also Moddable, that could do it. That could actually tie this one up for #RU. Simp. I mean, let's think about what they can do right now for victory.
Stay where they are.
Literally, that's it. You think that actually opens them up, though, to cap?
It does. It opens them up too much, actually. They need to pull back, especially with what they've scouted so far with that 1T1.
Precisely.
Again, #RU, you've got to make a move. You've got to get a win here. If you go for another draw, it's it. It's over. They'll just keep drawing you out. And a shot fired from long distance from Crimson Corsair against Valera to the Desolator here. He's surprised.
Yeah, I don't even know if Krim realized it connected. Because he went dark.
Well,
Now
maybe his crew
he's-
would have said something, maybe. Direct hit.
Actually, if a tank goes dark and you connect, you don't get any verbal
You don't get any verbal
notification.
notification?
Nope. If a tank is not spotted and you hit it, you don't know anything.
They wouldn't know, yeah.
Yeah, the only way you
Because the
can
crew
know-
wouldn't know, right? We got him! You didn't see it.
I swear!
Moddable goes down. You're a liar and you're fired. You are dishonorably discharged. Ooh, a lot of damage is being discharged towards Young Money and Godzilla mode. 728 HP left and 1121 for the 2. Young Money still alive though. Still hope for the young kid here. Here in the States for school. Super nice guy. He's got a good future ahead of him.
Just gotta stay alive.
He's got to stay alive.
Do what they must. Because
Stay
they can.
alive and keep your nose clean, kid. Now turning the corner. Going for the attack pattern. Locking their IS-3s in attack position. Godzilla mode is hit to the rear for 289.
And Heavy 20 Androxus know what's up. They are returning to base. So is everyone else.
RTB is Mac G. Sees damage coming from the west.
MacG's gonna hide as best he can, try and stay alive, be a distraction as much as possible. Just gonna tuck himself into a little corner.
The game is rigged is following Godzilla and Toplum, and now they're going to indicate to the world that they're on the flight cap. Toplum gets hit for 740. That's a nice little hey, how you doing coming from Simp. And there goes. Game is rigged from Blue Boys. Valera, Anger Granny takes down Mac G. Valera gets hit from the side, and there goes Godzilla mode. Toplum's next. Simp was ready. And there goes Valera. Toplum. So low. He falls next. Ammo. Oh, not ammo rack. Close, though. Big explosion. Young Money, Cash Money. He's still alive, though. He's still in the firefight. He wants revenge. He's the last tier 8 left alive, and he's going to hold the line.
At least they leave him alive last this time.
Yeah. Well, Kazo, he's still there. Shot fired for Young Money against Adroxus. Kazo coming in to be a distraction. Simp going for the flag cap. And Adroxus is going to push forward. He takes another hit from Cash Money. Turns fire. Singh pushes up in the AMX 5100. Kazo from behind tries to stop him, but Adroxis gets the shot. Kazo's last, and he goes down, and Simp takes the victory, and they take the series. Since it's going to go to Battle 5, and they have to win 2, Simp wins 2-0.
All right, Simp able to take it back. Interesting how it was just a reactionary game yet again. I find a weird similarity between Fun Gaming and Simp. Do you feel the same way?
From tonight's matches, yes, you see a pattern, and this is what people were complaining about last season. But again, Simp has their reasons, and they articulated it well, that why would we move into a situation where we don't have the advantage? And they had the advantage the entire time. RBIS had the advantage against Fun Gaming the entire time. The thing that's different, though, is the aggressive approach coming from Simple Tankers against Fun Gaming. That's the biggest thing in my mind of, like, what's the most dangerous thing to see when you see very, very passive play or defensive play. And that's they'll punish any movement that you make. How did RBIS counter that? All right, well, we're going to wait until you attack us. They did on Himmelsdorf, and they lost. So what's the best way to counter Simp if they're going to continue to play, let's say, passive?
That is a good point, probably, to play equally as passive and make it go long. It's going to be a long series if you play that way. But you'll be waiting for that one little mistake that Simp makes, or because Simp has no advantage and they do not want to go back to that 1 point again. They don't want to go to the tiebreaker. It makes a lot of sense. It's a fair point, Josh.
I'm going to propose this.
Yes.
I think the key is what we saw from Fnatic on Ensk.
Oh, a timing.
The timing.
Ah.
3 minutes. If it's not going to work, our T1s are hidden.
Okay,
It's a
that's
draw.
fair enough. Yeah,
It's
to
a
make
draw.
it
If it's
a
not going to
timing.
work, our T1s are hidden. It's a draw. If it does work, guess what? We won.
Now, with that timing we saw on Ensk, I want to make a few points that clarify that a little bit, which
Yes.
are that the timing was based on information gathered. That information gathered was a lot of movement made by River of Blood that was spotted. And when they spotted River of Blood, they knew that they were pinned in certain locations and that they could not have possibly retreated.
Yeah.
Or if they had, whatever they were about to do was probably not a big deal. Whatever they would do would not have any huge negative repercussions. So making a timing attack and choosing an exact time during the battle at which you can balance the amount of time to salvage the battle and retreat or draw and also achieve victory, I feel like those timings are very delicate and they require an intense amount of information gathering, an intense amount of assumptions being made, and also very intelligent people on your team knowing exactly what are the most probable for your opponent to do and what are the most probable to do just overall.
And it takes experimentation.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a little bit of faith. You have to go through that leap of faith because that's what makes part of the competition for that to work. It's the same with traditional sports. You have a certain play, and it's going to take a little bit of faith to say, hey, I don't know if this is going to work exactly as we planned, but we have to try it because it's our best shot in order to get a victory. And that's what these teams have got to look for adapting to this type of passive play. Yes, you have a time counter, and yes, they may be in a very good defensive place, but look at those experimentations and look at those timings and look how a team like Fnatic was able to do on Ensk. Is it perfect? You're not going to find anything that's perfect in competition. What's very close to perfect is what we saw with Simple Tankers versus Top Tier today, because that was a great match.
Yes, that was absolutely
phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Don't expect perfection, just expect results and work on experimentation. With that being